Happy days are here again, Leafs fans. That's right. There is some light at the end of that dark and gloomy tunnel. And everybody knows what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the signing of our coach yesterday. Not just the coach, but not just the Leafs coach, but the coach, basically. I'm talking about Mike Babcock. Everybody knows about that. Okay, so this is huge. And this is why I think it's huge. Because with Mike Babcock in there, you got a winner. He is a proven winner. He's won at the Olympics. He's won at the NHL level. Look at what he's done with Detroit. That 10 years. Detroit wanted to keep him after having him for 10 years. That's how good of a coach this guy is. That the relationship after 10 years is still that good. And the team is that consistent. Detroit, if you look at Detroit, as like through Babcock's tenure as their head coach, a lot of these guys came out through the system. These are guys that he coached, brought them together as a team. And that is something that the Toronto Maple Leafs so sorely needed. Last year, we all know, for lack of better words, it was a train wreck. In my opinion, Randy Carlyle shouldn't have been fired at the time that he was because they were still in a playoff spot. But that's neither here nor there. We got a good draft. We got a good selection in the draft pick this year, so that's good for Toronto. So look, those are the pluses. These are the lights at the end of the tunnel. And now, with Babcock, he brought that group together at the Olympics. Probably the most dominating team ever in the Olympics. Like, honestly, how many goals did Carey Price give up in an elimination game? Like, that Team Canada team played like a unit. And to put that talent together and get them to buy into the system and play as one, that is something that the Leafs need. Because, like, some guys this year, when Horachek was coaching, that guy, he tried to put in a good system. He tried to get these guys to have some defense and everything like that. And when the Leafs were playing better two-way hockey, they were losing games. When they're running and gunning, they were scoring goals and winning somehow, which I don't understand it. It's like Don Cherry said on the One Coach's Corner, as if last year the Leafs' mentality as a hockey team was just let them tire out, shoot on our goalie, we'll just skate down the ice and score. That's basically how it was at the beginning of the year. But Bernier and Reimer could only stop so many pucks without getting fatigued as the season goes on. And then so, as you're trying to get in the defense, guys weren't buying into the system. And that's something that at the pro level, you should just do it. You're a professional. That's what you get paid for. Like, you're a pro, you're better than everyone else, so you should definitely buy into the system. And right now with this coach Mike Babcock, it is going to be so good because just look at the talent that Detroit has produced over the years. They have consistently good players that have bought into the system. They've played the way that the coach wants them to play, and that's one of the main things that I'm very excited for because anybody that took a half-ass shift under Horachek's reign, which a lot of guys were dogging out there. A lot of guys were. And I'm not naming names because that was last season, water under the bridge. Yeah, it happens. Sometimes you're not going to be as good you were the day before. I understand that. It happens. It's happened to me before at work. It happens to everybody, so who cares? It's all good. It's just now we have a coach that not only management believes in, Brandon Shanahan. Thank you very much for all the work that you did to bring in Mike Babcock. I want to thank you personally because this is what the Leafs needed. The brass believe in Babcock so much that he has no problems benching somebody. If you're not playing up to how he wants, he will bench you, and I don't blame him. And that's something that wasn't happening before. Like, guys weren't playing as they should, in my opinion. Like, guys were dogging it a bit. And now you're going to be accountable for your play on the ice. And that's what it should be. I don't care what you do off the ice. Well, like, to a certain extent, you know what I mean. But I'm mostly concerned with what you do on the ice and how you are as a team. Because the collapses, like, it's just terrible. Like, it has been tough to be a Toronto Maple Leafs fan. It starts off so good, but then there's a stride where everything just falls, and you're out of a playoff spot. Like, it's just bad. But at least now there can be a system in place, and with having Mike Babcock as the head coach, this will now entice other players that come to Toronto because they want to play for Mike Babcock. And can you blame them? I don't. Heck, if I was an NHLer, that'd be the guy I'd love to play for. Like, just look at again, I bring up Team Canada. This guy is a winner. This is one of the best things for Toronto because now through their system, because they have a lot of guys, up-and-coming guys that will be good in my opinion. Like, there are some guys out there that they have a shot to be some really good NHLers, like some guys that are going to be blossoming, and this is the perfect coach for them to have. Like, so people like I see it on Facebook already the haters are out there like, oh, I guarantee within halfway through the season everyone's going to start cheering fire Babcock. Hell no, we ain't going to be chanting that. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Okay, would you, like, if Muhammad Ali, let's say, was a boxing coach and he has a fighter that's going through like a little bit of a slump, would people be saying, hey, you gotta fire Muhammad Ali? No one would ever say that. Like, come on, that'd be like, I don't even know how to describe it. You go with the system. He signed for 8 years, $50 million. We're going to see improvement. It's not going to be right away, like a flick of the light switch, and the Toronto Maple Leafs are going to be like this stellar team. No, but they're going to be more consistent. They're going to be more accountable for their play on the ice. And that's the main thing. Just concentrate on hockey, guys. You got a coach that's going to put in a good system. It's going to be great. And, like, this is something, with having Babcock in as your head coach, this is something that the Leafs have not had for, I want to say, 10 years. Not since Pat Quinn, in my opinion, have the Toronto Maple Leafs had the best coach in the NHL. The only time they had that before Pat Quinn was Pat Burns. And now you got Babcock. This is going to be good because you have a coach. You have the coach. The Leafs have not been the same ever since John Ferguson Jr. fired Pat Quinn. Pat Quinn took as a head coach, got the Toronto Maple Leafs coached the Toronto Maple Leafs to 2 conference finals. They were a really good playoff team. They went deep a couple of times. They went to 2 conference finals. They lost to Buffalo in one of them, I believe, and Carolina in another one. And the Leafs, they were up there. Like, they were playing hard. And when Pat Quinn was also the GM before Ferguson came in, he was the guy that brought in guys like Gary Roberts, Alexander McGillney. These guys, he brought in guys to play with Matt Sundin because he knew how Sundin played on the ice as a head coach. And this is the thing, like, Babcock will have some say in what guys should come to the team. So there shouldn't be any really crappy, shit the bed type of deals. Like, and there's definitely some light at the end of this tunnel. There's definitely. And, like, this, to me, Christmas came early. Like, lately the Blue Jays have been struggling. As a Blue Jays fan, that sucks. But they are struggling. And right now, I'm excited for the NHL. That's just how it is. It seems lately that, as a Toronto fan, like, when the Leafs were basically done, when they were, oh my gosh, when they were just on that skid, I could not wait for baseball to start up. Because I was like, oh, sweet, we got the Blue Jays. They did some great deals in the offseason, like the pickup of Russell Martin, and then Donaldson. Like, just all the talent that they picked up, it's been really good, and they've been paying off. But now, I just don't have faith in their management, and that's what the Toronto Blue Jays should probably do. Take a page out of the Toronto Maple Leafs book. You got the money, get the manager, because players can only take you so far. If you have that leadership role behind it, that it can only make it better. Because no one's going to second guess Mike Babcock. Nobody. And if anyone does, I'm sorry, but you are stupid. In my opinion, that's it. Because just look at the success of Detroit. How many years have they consistently made the playoffs? Toronto has a good future and a good foundation here, as long as they go with the plan. Like, I could see Dion Phaneuf being that elite defenseman that he was in Calgary. I'm not writing Dion Phaneuf off yet, because he apparently, through the rumors, he wanted to go to Detroit. Well, you don't have to go to Detroit. We brought you in the coach. We brought you in Babcock. And I believe that these guys can turn it around. And these people, you know what bugs me about the Toronto Maple Leafs fans? Like, I'm not ripping on the fans, really. This is just what bugs me. It's basically the media. This is really, it kind of grinds my gears. Get off Phil Kessel's back. This is why I say get off his back. Oh, people are complaining. Oh, he's not that good defensively. Well, I'm sorry. Was Brett Hull the best defensive forward? Not by a long shot. Jaromir Jagr, is he the best defensive forward? No, but look at him. This guy's the ageless wonder, still playing a great game of hockey. And you know why I bring up these names? They're wingers. Kessel's a winger. These guys have guys that fed them the puck, and they wired it. Not too often do you see Alexander Ovechkin lead the rush. No. The puck gets in the zone. He gets open. They get on the puck. He scores. And that is what people, like with Phil Kessel, you give him a guy where he can just go to where he can go to his sweet spot, get open, get that pass and just fire it. It's going to be a goal. Phil Kessel can be a 40-goal scorer so easily. Just get off his back. He's consistently led the team in goals and in points. He's been your best player, arguably, ever since he became a Leaf. If in hindsight, if I'm guarantee you, if Brian Burke would have known that the Leafs would have finished second last and would have got a chance at Tyler Seguin or Taylor Hall, the trade wouldn't have done. It never would have happened. But I will still make that trade at the time because with how impatient a lot of the media and the fan base were, it was get to the playoffs now. And so, what did Brian Burke do? He went out, got you an elite forward. Still an elite forward in my book. Look at him at the Olympics last year, on a tear. When Phil Kessel, like everyone rips on him, like a couple times, like, oh, you know, Phil Kessel hasn't scored in 5 games. Yeah, but he got assists in those games. You can't get a goal without an assist, so in my opinion, that's just as good. So get off the guy's back. He tries as hard as he can. You see at the end of the shift sometimes how winded he is and everything like that. And just get off his back. Like, get him. Like, Bozak, you're such a good centerman. Oh my gosh. Like how you've turned around your game. Like since when you first came in. Like, you were just thrown in that top center line. You're just thrown in the role as the top centerman for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Meanwhile, other guys, they got to work their way up, like Jason Spezza and stuff like that. They got to work their way up. They weren't automatically the top guy. You win face-offs so, like, you're the best face-off guy the Leafs had since Yannick Perreault, in my opinion. You're stand-up on that. But, in my opinion, like, production-wise, I'm just mean, like, points-wise, production-wise, it would have been, you would be so much better if the Leafs were able to, had you blossom more, like start off like on the third line, then the second line, then get you up to the top line, because you are a great centerman, and one day you, in my opinion, in a couple of years, you will be an elite centerman because you're still very young in your hockey career. But right now for Phil Kessel, I think we need a guy like Joe Thornton, a guy that could feather him that puck, a guy that's one of those elite passers, and he'll get 40 goals. Then if you have Bozak on the second line, oh, ridiculous. Like, you just boosted your team right there. And then you have Nazem Kadri on the third line. That guy can also play the wing. Like, you have so much talent there. It's just, it is that top line center that is so sorely needed. Because it kind of goes down in history, like in hockey. The best player on your cannot be a winger. Like, arguably, like a lot of times, like the best player on the team is a centerman or a goalie. Like, look at Montreal a couple of times. Patrick Waugh was the best player on the team. You go to look at the Colorado Avalanche. You got Joe Sakic, Peter Forsberg, Patrick Waugh, center, goalie. The defenseman. Like, look at Montreal. Your top players are PK Subban and Carey Price. Playoff team. Phil Kessel needs that extra thing. That's all. And I believe the media needs to get off his friggin' back. Just let the guy play hockey. Actually, not just Phil Kessel. Get off everyone else's back. Because Toronto is the worst team, in my opinion, for the media. any other hockey club, you probably got about, like 2, 3 reporters, 5. Toronto, there's basically one guy per player in the hockey room, in the locker room. It is ridiculous. And not only do they crowd you, but they also bombard you with stupid questions. And not only do they have stupid questions, a lot of times they have the same question, but they phrase it differently, or they put, come on, guys. Let them play hockey. And then maybe you'll see some improvement. Because right now, you got the coach. You've got the coach. And you have a lot of good pieces in this puzzle. So basically, this is a great day for the Toronto Maple Leafs. This is a great week. I am very excited for the draft coming up. The Leafs have got a good draft pick, good spot in the draft, and this draft class isn't that bad. It's going to be a long road for the Toronto Maple Leafs, but there's steps in the right direction. Like right now, what the Leafs did, you threw around your money, which you should do, because a lot of times you sell at those arenas, or that arena, and for what you're putting on that ice, it's not fair to the fans. And now you're finally doing something for the fans. Shanny, thank you very much. Signing Babcock, you guys showed the rest of the league that if you want something, you're going to get it. Because you know what? There's no salary cap on coaches. There's no salary cap on GMs. There's no salary cap on scouts. If you got the money, use it. Do something. You guys could be the New York Yankees of hockey. And I hate to use the phrase the Yankees because they literally bought their World Series in the early 2000s. Just saying, my opinion, but it happens. But now the Leafs got a good head. You got the head coach, back-to-back gold medals for the Olympics, Stanley Cup rings, consecutive playoff appearances, turning guys that are basically off the radar in the hockey world to now people know who these guys are. It's a very good day to be a hockey fan. It's a very good day to be a Toronto Maple Leafs fan. And I am excited for this season, and I'm excited to see where things go. But, and that being said, it's going to take time, guys. I'm not saying that right our ticket to the Stanley Cup. No, I'm just saying just give it some time. It's going to be good. I'm excited. It's going to be a good year. And it's sure, there's going to be some ups and downs, but that happens all the time. It's like a roller coaster. But you're going to see a better product on the ice, more consistency. You're going to see guys being accountable for what they do on the ice. And that is something huge. I cannot wait. Honestly, I cannot wait. And with that being said, I'm going to end things there. I want to thank you guys for watching. Remember, check out some of my other videos and check out every episode of the Classic Chris Show. That is my podcast where I talk a lot of wrestling. I do a lot of interviews. Check it out. And you can also follow me on Twitter, Classic Chris 905. Have a good one, guys.